Alright folks, welcome to Riding Shotgun with the Bygone Hunter. Yes, this is not a toy hunt, mind you. I'm just letting you know this is basically my pilot episode, and my episode 1, if you will. But for those who don't know me, I am the Bygone Hunter. I am a toy hunter. I am a nostalgia enthusiast. I like all things old, people, and I like a lot of things new, but the new stuff must call back to those thrilling days of yesteryear. So what is this? What is this about? Well, folks, you're riding shotgun with me. All right. Now I know normally if you do know who I am, if you have been watching any of these toy hunt videos, well, you know that all this basically is just me going back and forth from one store to another, and I just babble and ramble and vamp and use this time to get certain points across. Well, I thought to myself, why not use that time a little differently, a little more constructively? And yes, I am heading over to what if some of you people don't know, yes, it is Walmart, but it's also the band Walmart, and it's also, I always call it, we are the toy store, and there is a story behind that, which if any of my normal viewers have been paying attention to over time, they know that story. But for those who don't, I'll get to that eventually. But this is basically going to be just, there's going to be no hunting, no toy hunting of any kind, nothing like that. No internal footage of anything. This is just the driving in between my stops. So, you know, we'll see what happens. We will see if any of that, if any of this is going to be worth it or not. You know, I'm going to film this stuff, and normally I film this stuff and I use it constructively to talk about, you know, what am I looking for from store to store? What am I, you know, what is on my hunt list? And sometimes I'll talk about other things. Well, that got me thinking. When I started talking about other things, I started thinking about, why shouldn't I just talk about other things the whole time? Okay? Like, here's the first topic. I was watching on the news this morning about how Home Depot and Lowe's, oddly enough, Lowe's is right here, and Home Depot is off in the distance. But Home Depot and Lowe's are now instituting license plate cameras, license plate camera technology, where they can pretty much track and trace everything you do from the time you land on the property. All right. Now, I have a very serious issue with that, and I'm going to get to that as soon as I get back into the Bygone Mobile. Yes, folks, I call this the Bygone Mobile. I affectionately call it the Bygone Mobile. It is just like my character here, just like you know, the character, the Bygone Hunter that I've come up with. The Bygone Mobile, all this is kind of a callback to the Batman 66 TV show, all right? As far as everything is kind of centered around you know how the Batman TV show, everything was bat this, bat that, yeah, like bat gas. Okay, forget about that one, because that makes you just think that Batman's breaking wind. But no, you had like bat spray, bat gas, bat, I don't know, the bat computer, the Batmobile, all that. So yeah, I'm kind of messing around with that concept. And I know it's goofy, I know it's ridiculous, and I know probably a lot of people, especially maybe millennials and Gen Z, probably don't appreciate the humor, but maybe some Gen Xers out there, they will. Maybe y'all might, I don't know. And the rest of you probably won't get the whole concept. It's like, I don't get it, I don't understand. Or you just think it's stupid and goofy and just gonna move on. But anyhow, I'm heading in here to Walmart, so I will I'll rejoin this when I get back in here, and then this pilot debut episode will resume. All right. All right, folks, I completed what I had to do over at Walmart, and the band Walmart, by the way, and I am heading over to the Crosstown Walmart to do my next toy hunt. But in between that, and I also did film just a little bit of driving, so I don't completely abandon that when it comes to the toy hunt. I don't want it to be just destination. I know a lot, probably a lot of people are just going to look at that and go, well, that's what most people do anyway. And a lot of people really don't care about this right here, this driving. But for those who do care, I am trying to jump into, I don't know if this genre has already been done before. I'm sure it has, probably multiple times. But I want to see if it's going to work for me. I'm going to see if there's anybody out there who actually cares. I'm going to try to market this away from the toy hunts, the toy hunters, and all that. I'll still include it, I guess. But I won't exclude those people. But I'm probably going to expand this into just more of a vlog type show, if you want to call it that. But anyway, so as I was beginning my thought before I had to go inside the first Walmart, when I got up this morning, I started watching the news, as I always do, and I was treated to a very brief segment about what Walmart and Lowe's are both doing. And what are they doing, people? If it's like, what are they doing? Well, they are instituting policies to protect themselves, to protect their merchandise, to protect their property, by not just instituting cameras, okay? But they are instituting cameras that will track your license plates, okay? So from the moment you drive onto the property, you're being tracked. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of all this, okay? But I do know that there are privacy issues. And what Home Depot especially they're trying to get a hold on is, there is this, or has been this, organized group of shoplifters who are just going in, and this is multiple states apparently, and they're going in or just organizing these mass thefts. Okay, they just go in but steal whatever they want to steal. I think crime is getting bad in this country nowadays, folks. It really is. And I think it's mainly because the economy is so awful at the moment. No matter what our president is saying at the moment, he's saying things aren't that bad, things are looking good and whatever. But, and I'm not going to go into a spiel about the president, all right? It is what it is. It is what it is, as the American dream Dusty Rhodes might have said one day in the past. Anyhow, but yeah, those cameras are being installed in many parking lots of both Lowe's and Home Depot, so they can protect their stuff. But the problem being, where the privacy issue lies, is that these cameras are able to track you. So let's say that you came in and robbed the place. Okay, you just came in and just shoplifted, stole what you wanted, got back into your vehicle, and then you drive home. Well, because of the technology that they are instituting, supposedly Lowe's or Home Depot or whoever is the company that's behind these cameras will be able to track that person. Okay, so once they leave the store, then they're tracked by the regular cameras, and once they get into their vehicles, then that information from your license plate, you will supposedly be able to be tracked from wherever you go, leaving either Walmart or Lowe's to either your own home or to your next destination, that you end up. And eventually, and a lot of this is supposed to be some technology now that businesses across the country want to institute all the way around. And it is also supposed to be the beginnings of a full-on national security measure. All right? Where basically from the moment you leave your home, you are going to be tracked. You're going to be watched. Can you imagine the bandwidth that's going to take? Millions of people being tracked. I mean, geez, I think it'd probably pretty much, it'd be easier just putting implants in our bodies. Just forcing trackers in our bodies than to keep watch on us, than to track our vehicles. I don't know, and there's a major privacy issue about this, and it really leans back to 1984. Big Brother is watching. It's getting to the point where things are getting so bad now. Technology is being used to track our every move, trace wherever we go, and keep track of whatever we do. And I know for me, that is a very personal thing, because when it comes to this, what I'm doing right now, I cannot do what I did even a year or more ago. All right? Outside my own home, I cannot wear this getup. I cannot wear this hat and mask and go somewhere and film an ad, film a spot for any of my shows in this getup. I can't, because I guarantee you, if I try to do that nowadays, I'm gonna be tracked. I am gonna probably have the cops at my house at some point, wanting to know what's going on, because they're not gonna understand. But anyhow, let me end this now. I will resume this after as I'm leaving the crosstown Walmart. All right.
Old comic books. Read you some.
Leaving the crosstown Walmart and heading on back to home base. But I want to jump back in. With what I was talking about, and that's the problem. When I'm doing this, I still have to try to remember where I left off. I might have to start taking notes. It's like, what was the last thing I said and I was talking about before I got out of the car? So if I overlap my thoughts on here, I do apologize. But what I was still talking about, what I was talking about was the surveillance, the license plate tag cameras. That's what I was talking about. And what I was beginning to bring up was the fact of my gimmick. Okay, my gimmick, the Bygone Hunter gimmick, the whole spiel, right? So when I started doing all this, when I started doing this channel, I wanted to create custom intros. This is before AI was really a massive thing now. So I wanted to get out and take the camera with me and throw the gimmick on, and I don't even know why I'm still sitting here. There's no light. But I wanted to just be as authentic as possible and film my intro and outro as well, in the full gimmick. And I found a few places to film in town that I could do that. But those days are gone because this town's police department has spent a whole boatload of money creating this Big Brother type surveillance system where cameras are everywhere in this town, and they are at every park, they are at every major facility, like say a civic center or city hall or something like that. And they're popping up all over town. As far even businesses, they're popping up all over the place. So there is no way on the planet. And they showed where their control center at the police station. They showed on the news. They showed their little, not little by the way, but they showed their surveillance system with all of these computer monitors. And each computer monitor had a different camera attached to it, as far as, you know, where they're looking at in town. And virtually every place that I've gone to film my promos and my intros and my ads, you know, like the old comic books, read old comic book ads, all of those are under surveillance now. All of them. So there's absolutely no way that I can feel comfortable filming at these places in full getup, knowing that it wouldn't take probably 10 minutes of me doing so, that there is going to be a police officer dispatched to that place, and I'm going to have some questions to answer. All right, why are you wearing that mask? Why are you wearing that hat? Why are you dressed like this? Blah 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 blah. And I'm going to get the 3rd degree. And trust me, some of the cops here, I have every bit of respect for law enforcement, but some of these cops are very belligerent in this town. Extremely belligerent. Pretty obnoxious too. So, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, it just is what it is. So if I want to film anything, I pretty much have to do it, and there's another cop. I pretty much have to do it from home base. And even that is going to be difficult because I have neighbors now that are, unlike the neighbors we've had in the past, on the one side of our house, and we live so close, we live butt up against, you know, not really butt up so much, but we live side by side, so close to the neighbors that it completely dismantled my plans for the one side that I was going to call parts unknown. Well, technically I call anything I do outside, you know, outside of home base, in the you know, backyard, front yard, anywhere, I call that parts unknown. And you know, I was going to clear out one area and finish it off to match the rest of the yard, and I was going to use that as my outside studio. Well, with the previous neighbors, that could have worked because those neighbors, number one, were either hardly ever home, or they stayed in the house all the time, hardly ever came outside. But these new neighbors, and they have a baby, and the wife, the mother, I guess she's a stay-at-home mom. She's there all the time, and she's outside all the time. And there's absolutely no way that I could feel comfortable filming anything on that side of the house. So it dismantled that. And so I have to, instead film the other side, which I'm okay with because I pretty much have a business next door, and I know when that business opens, so I should be okay as far as filming over there. But yeah, it limits the things I do, because the things I do require privacy. And nowadays, the way everything's going, they don't want you to be private. They look at privacy like you're hiding something, as far as, you're doing something wrong. No, as far as my gimmick goes, I'm just trying to keep my anonymity in place so I can enjoy doing this. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. I enjoy the fun of the character and the anonymity of it all and the mystery of it all. That's just fun for me. But that's basically it, people. Okay, so I'm going to bring this to an end. There's no real way to wrap this up, I guess. So I will bring this to a close. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for riding shotgun with me on this pilot episode, this debut episode of Riding Shotgun with the Bygone Hunter. So, until next time, I'm the Bygone Hunter. Thank you for watching. Adios. Hey, wait a minute. I didn't finish that off good. Let's try that again. I'm the Bygone Hunter. You're not. Adios.